Hello and welcome back to the Modern DT&I layout for the third and final part of our roster series. We're going to get started today with foreign power. So first up, I've got on the rails GTW 8952. Now in real life this is a Canadian National Heritage locomotive, but as you know, Grand Trunk, DT&I, all of those had their individual identities in the modern DT&I world before the modern DT&I became independent. So Grand Trunk here is Grand Trunk, it's not CN. I'm eventually going to remove that CN decal. Obviously haven't weathered this or anything just yet. I did add Tsunami 2 and Scale Sound Speaker to this, so let's have a listen. You can see the lights flickering a little bit there. Those are factory lights. I played around with the brightness a little bit. I couldn't get it quite gone, but it's way better than it was. Now this model also has the working marker lights, so you can see there front and rear, as well as the ground lights and step lights and number boards. So this is actually one of my favorite locomotives to run in the dark setting of the layout because of all the lighting features. And that is Grand Trunk 8952 SD70M-2, an Afrin Genesis model. Next up we've got Norfolk Southern SD606564. This is a Proto 2000 model. I have not upgraded the frame to the Walther's mainline. Scale Sound Systems does make a speaker for it though, and I have installed that, as well as Tsunami 2, as well as the frame stripe to make it more modern appearance. I didn't go as far as to adding the horse head logo. I didn't think that was quite necessary. A lot of them just kind of look like this, so let's have a listen to how it sounds. As you know, Norfolk Southern is a major interchange partner in several places on the modern DT&I concept, including Ironton, which is represented on the layout, so run-through power is almost certain. Got flashing dish lights on this one, as well as the P5 horn. You can hear that the speaker on this one is quite a bit smaller than most of the other Scale Sound systems. It does fit just in the dynamic brake hatch and only there. Otherwise you would have to mill down the frame. So I may eventually replace this with the Walther's mainline to get a better sound out of it, but for now it's good. This is Norfolk Southern SD60, 65, 64. Next up is Conrail 8098. In real life, this of course is the Norfolk Southern Conrail Heritage Unit, but in the modern DT&I world, Conrail was not split up until 2019. So this is actual Conrail unit. So I will be removing the NS subloading. This is an ES44 from Broadway Limited, and let's see how it sounds. I have not changed anything on this model. Everything is stock as it was purchased. It does have flashing front and rear ditch lights. Paragon 4 sound, I believe. It does not have a smoke unit. This unit came from an estate sale, so somebody had removed that apparently. And that noise that you just heard, if anybody knows what that is, please tell me, because it's on both Broadway locomotives that I have, and it's really annoying and I want to turn it off. But this is Conrail ES44 8098. Next up we've got Southern Pacific SD70M 9809. This is a yellow box Athearn Genesis model, so kind of old. I was able to purchase it at a really good price though, so worth it to kind of add the details myself. I've already upgraded it with LEDs and a capacitor. It does not have sound yet. It just has its NCE decoder in it still yet. Still some front end details to add. I've got it nicely weathered. Maybe a few other things to bring it to a bit more modern appearance per our modern SP friend. But otherwise, this is SD70M 9809 from Southern Pacific. Next up we have the classic DT&I 1776, a GP38-2 from Genesis 1.0 from Athearn. So no extra lighting features, just the headlight and the beacon, which is not working currently. I have not upgraded this guy with sound yet, so it just has its NCE decoder. Not planning on adding ditch lights to it though, as it is part of the Scenic fleet. So it may pitch in from time to time if they're power short, but mostly this would be used for special trains and for festival trains and things of that nature. A lot of you guys have asked if I'm planning on doing a 250 locomotive. I am. It will be number 2026, and it will be heavily based on this scheme. I might invert the colors or something like that, but it will be heavily based on the 1776 scheme. So more to come on that as it gets developed. Definitely excited to get that done. Not really sure what model it's going to go on yet. That most definitely will be a wide cab because we want one of the newer locomotives to wear the 2026 scheme. Even though most of my modeling cuts off well before then, I still wanted to do that because I think it's a special opportunity, probably once in my lifetime. So again, this is Athearn Genesis DT&I 1776 GP38-2. Also in the Scenic fleet is GP38 number 201. You'll notice that the details on this are very similar to the Ann Arbor unit that I showed you in the first video, with the low headlight, the side bell, and the emergency light up top. This was one of the original orders of the GP38s, like 204. Unlike 204, it is not in active service. This guy is preserved on static display most of the time, but it is operational, so occasionally they'll pull it out for a festival train or something of that nature. It's an Atlas model, early Atlas, so the 1990s release, I believe, same as the 204 that I have, but I got this guy secondhand, of course, because it has all the custom details and everything like that. No sound yet. Definitely am planning on adding the sound and the emergency light and the number boards and everything like that, but this is GP38 number 201. Sticking with the scenery fleet, this is GP30 number 6969, chassis system B&O. This guy uses mainly on the Hocking Valley Scenic. It has been known to travel to Michigan for different things. This is a very early Proto 2000 model. No sound upgrades or anything like that to it. I did upgrade the LED and some of the details to it. I have also replaced the trucks since the gears were notoriously bad on these. But still, it's in active service on the scenery railways, and eventually we'll get a sound upgrade. GP30 number 6969. Also in the scenery fleet are FA2s number 52 and 52A. 52 is a Rapido model and 52A is a lifelike model, which is a dummy. I did try to power it with a sound car decoder. I couldn't get that to work. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if the frame is not isolated or what, but maybe I'll do that try that again eventually, or maybe I'll be able to pick up another Rapido one at a decent price. But these do have Loc sound in them, the 52 has Loc sound in it, so it has the sound. And again, 52A is a dummy. So let's have a listen to these guys. definitely planning on upgrading the speaker in this guy. I've already added a capacitor to it, so it runs really well with the Wabash Bluebird passenger car set that I have from Broadway Limited. Nice and matched up. So this is Ann Arbor 52 and 52A FA2s, one from Rapido, the other from Lifelike, and they are part of the scenery fleet. The only steam locomotive presently on my modeled roster is DT&I 317, shown here, which is a Broadway Limited model. It has Paragon 3, possibly Paragon 2 sound in it, so it's the really bad one. I'm hoping to either upgrade that to Paragon 4 or to Loc sound if they figure out the smoke issue, because I really like the smoke and I don't want to give that up. So I'm not going to start this guy up because it's notoriously bad. It just stops and starts at random. So, but it does run, it runs well, and it will be on the active roster eventually. Broadway Limited DT&I 317. Last but certainly not least, we do have a couple of switching locomotives in the fleet. If you're familiar with the DT&I backstory, we operate a contract switching fleet similar to what RJ Corman does. So lease out the locomotives and sometimes employees or crews to like grain elevators or refineries or larger industries that need motive power of that sort. To that end, we've got DT&I GP7s number 967 and 963. Both Athearn Genesis 1.0 models, so no sound, no extra lights, anything like that. They both run amazingly. I have not added a capacitor to them yet. I may leave them as is, but technically they should have some sort of a frame stripe. Maybe I'll do the stick-on one so I can remove them later if I want to. But other than that, these are stock Athearn models, heavily weathered. Obviously, they're supposed to represent hard-working locomotives inside of different industrial facilities, so I generally use them at the grain elevator. They pull the whole grain train on their own, so even though they're small, they are mighty. So eventually they'll get the Scale Sound Systems upgrade with the Tsunami 2, maybe Loc Sound. I know everybody prefers that for switching, and that's what these are for. So this is GP7's 967 and 963 from Athearn Genesis. And with that, that is the end of our roster series. We've covered all of the locomotives that I currently have on the roster model. There are two technically that I have that aren't done yet. They're getting in the paint shop as we speak, so excited to introduce those to you eventually. I do have some other locomotive plans in the works, but otherwise, if you have any questions about any of the locomotives that you've seen or have a favorite, drop me a comment. I love reading what you have to say about my layout and my concept. And again, everybody have a happy holidays to those that celebrate, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy railroading.